But before we do that, should we do some magic? Yeah. Now, Emily has a very big theater background, and I have a bit of a theater background, and she's got a Shakespearean background, and I don't have much of a Shakespearean background. She puts them together. But what we do together is the witch part and the theater part. And here's a place where I combine both of them. That's in our visibility or invisibility, so to speak. We've used terms, and I've talked about before things like putting on a glamour, about a glamour, what like when you look your worst and then you run into your ex or somebody really important at the grocery store, and there's an energetic way you can literally will yourself to look good to that person, because we know energy is everything. We know our words are important, our actions are important, but the energy putting out is equally important. So they won't see that you're in your worst sweats. In that same idea of putting out, changing, looking good when you don't look good, feeling good when you don't feel good, um, going into theater terms, you could put the spotlight on yourself, or you can make yourself invisible. Yep, you can make yourself invisible. Almost. I mean, you go, wow, invisible man like TV. Not quite. I actually started this first from the theatrical world and brought it into my witchy world. I used my witchy techniques, but didn't even put them together at the time. I, for a long time, ran a very like kamikaze theatrical production company where we never had a theater. We would go to you. We would go here and there, interactive. We did murder mysteries, we had game shows, very all over the place. So we rarely had the luxury of backstage and lightings and crews. So we would get to a place and we'd get to rehearse it once or twice, and then we'd perform it for people. So we'd have to do all our staging and our blocking. So in the show that we would normally do, it's like, okay, you're stage left, and then you disappear, and then you come back on stage right. There is no way to disappear in a non-stage stage when you're in a banquet room on the Queen Mary or you're something else. So I would teach my actors how to be invisible to get across the room without anybody noticing. Now, of course, if they really looked, they could see them, but time after time, I would pay attention if I was in the show somewhere else. If somebody just, okay, I'm going to sneak from the left side to the right side, everybody would notice them. Everybody would notice them. Like, wow, that person's trying to sneak to the other side of the stage. But if they put on an invisibility cloak, energetically, you're not putting out that energy, they would just do that exact same thing. But all of a sudden, people weren't looking at them going, that actor is trying to go to the other side of the stage. And the same thing with a spotlight. We didn't always have the best of lighting in these places. We'd show up and we'd go, and the lighting guy was on vacation. Same thing. Okay, you take stage. You have to pull of everybody on stage. There's 5 people here, or 3 people here, or 20 people here. You're going to talk next. So before you talk, you have to pull all the energy, put the spotlight on yourself. And I would teach people energetically how to do that. And that's great for theater, though. So, 10 seconds before Brett speaks his lines, he has that energy. All eyes come to him. One thing that proves magic works, right? That is the thing that works within spells and everything else. But even if you're not a theater person and you want to invisibly get to the other side of the room, or you want to put the spotlight on yourself, we all sometimes want to blend in a little more. And we all sometimes want to stand out a little more. And you can do that with your energy and your intent. Again, whether you're walking into a party or your kid's school or whatever, and you want to just make that first impression, set your energy up. Remember, in psychology-wise, we use that mind, body, spirit thing, and in witchcraft, I use creation working dispatch. But first, you have to set your mind to belief system. I'm going to put a spotlight on myself. It's a beautifully shadowed with a nice pinky tone. So a good spotlight on myself for all to see, that when I walk in this room, set your intention, set your belief system to it, set what you're looking like within that, whether it's what you're really wearing or not, the energy that you're putting out, the emotion that you're putting out. Take that deep breath and walk in. And guess what? People will see it. Or maybe it's just the opposite. Maybe you've shown up somewhere and, oh, you didn't quite get the dress code and you're not quite, it's not the you got to hide from your ex kind of thing, but you want to blend in that you didn't quite get that exact, you didn't get the memo kind of thing. So you want them to see your brilliant smile, your brilliant energy, your brilliant face, but not notice what you're wearing. Set it up before you walk in the door, or as you walk in the door, if you just walk in and go. I promise it works. Okay, instead of seeing this, I'm going to give myself some more color here. Mind, body, spirit. Set it up what it is, what you believe, what you're going to put out to the world. Put it in your thought pattern. Take action within it. Change your body pattern just a tiny little bit. Walk into the room and you will get it. Magic and spell crafting and creating the life, it doesn't always take candles and herbs and oils and chants and dancing around a circle. It's what we bring into our everyday life. It's the attention we want to bring to when we're driving. So you can make yourself invisible. You can put the spotlight on yourself. Use it for the betterment of your life and for the betterment of the people around you.